Hi everyone, this is Beth Bonfilio. I'm from Little Fusspot, and first of all I'll just start by introducing myself. I've been a paediatric nutritionist that helps fussy eaters or families with fussy eaters for over 5 years, and for 5 years I met with people online face to face. I implemented a program that was unique to the child's symptoms, and together we came up with strategies to help them open up a real fondness to food. And what I've found over time is that it was becoming, I guess, a little bit mundane to be saying the same thing over and over again to the same parent. So what I did is I put a lot of my therapies online in a virtual clinic. And now what that's been able to do for you is be able to access all of my therapies and advice online anytime. You could be watching a therapy tutorial on how to get your child to eat vegetables while you're laying in bed at night rather than flicking through Facebook, say, for instance. So it really helped open up I guess the question of where to go for problems like this, because I know that even in people in populated cities have a lot of trouble with trying to find out if their child does have particular, sensitivities towards food. Where do they go to? Do they go to a doctor? Do they go to a sensory processing expert? Do they go to an occupational therapist or a psychologist? And so what this course does is it amalgamates a lot of therapies from lots of different practices into one, and it's all online and all interactive. So that's what I do. And the course, just to give you a brief overview of the course, it's broken up into 3 parts. You can buy 2 of these parts separately. You can't buy part 3 because you do need parts 1 and 2 to be able to operate part 3. So the course was established this year, and part 1 is all about how you became to be blessed with a fussy eater, or, you know, not so blessed, I guess you might say. There is a YouTube video online at the moment which will give you a little bit of an insight as to how you've become to have a fussy eater. There's 5 of the top 5 reasons that I've put into a YouTube video which you can have a look at any time. I'm going to include the YouTube channel below so that you can get on and have a look. But what part 1 also does is goes through a lot of the most common strategies that I use straight off the bat to be able to open up an appetite for a child. And we use particular things like taking foods out of the diet that slow down the gastric system. And we basically get you to understand how the brain has been a little bit stalemate in coming closer to foods that, you know, are nourishing, things like meats and vegetables and whole foods, and why they prefer things like packaged foods and chicken nuggets and junk food. Why do they prefer those things? So part 1's all about that. Once you've gotten to grips of what the possible causes are, because you will at the end of part 1 just be going, wow, you know, okay, I understand where it came from now, what do I do about it? So part 2 is all about how to be able to bring your child a lot closer to foods. It has things like sensory therapies, and we have lots of routine-based type therapies, and it's also really good for any child that's non-verbal or can't understand vocabulary, or if you find that they're just a little bit hard to communicate with. So if a child's young, then a lot of the therapies are built into visual charts, so pictures that tell a child exactly what's expected of them. Okay, part 3, which it comes free with the course, is how to stretch food preferences. So that is adding new foods to the diet. You'll probably have added a lot of foods throughout the first 2 parts of the course anyway, but part 3 is really just about how to add more foods into it and get them eating healthy foods, because obviously they're the foods that you like to eat as a family. So eating family meals, so you're only cooking 1 meal a night. Okay, that's enough about the course and about me. There's a couple of announcements that I'm going to make in this live video, and one of them is a competition. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what that competition's about and how to enter. But first of all, what I'm going to do is introduce someone I've been speaking to recently that I believe is going to be a really great addition to the course. So The course is all about, you know, nutrition and sensory therapies and things that are going to help your child to eat healthily. But of course, 1 out of about 10 clients that come to me do have that added, hurdle of having a lot of food intolerances or allergies. So I've been speaking with a lady on the East Coast called Caroline Partridge. She runs a business, a service-based business called Aussie Allergy Mum. And what she does is helps parents of children with food allergies through workshops. So she's a paramedic, and so she knows all too well how often a lot of families throughout Australia go through this and the struggles that they have not knowing what allergies their child has or even what to do about it when they do. So food allergies are very common and very scary. No parent needs to really feel like they need to go through that alone, so that's what Caroline does. So what we've decided we're going to do is we're going to piece together a new chapter in the course based on allergies. It's not something that's currently in the course, it's something that I've wanted to add along with a lot of other things, but we'll get to more. I've got some connections happening in other areas as well, which I'll announce closer to the date. But what she's going to be able to do is put together content that will help anybody who purchases the course to recognise allergies and intolerances and the difference between the two. Where to go to for help, which is something that I get asked a lot of where to go to for help, and what symptoms the child might be suffering, so when to go for help. And the basics of what to do when a child has an allergic reaction. So obviously her being a paramedic will be able to go through things like that. They support parents of children and lots of recipes and things like that. So she will have a broad knowledge of, you know, the journey that you should be taking and obviously give you a little bit of support that way. So that is about Caroline. So what we might have a few people on here watching from who know Caroline and have come over from Aussie Allergy Mum. Welcome. You will find that she's going to introduce who I am and what I'm about, and she's also going to introduce a discount voucher for you that gives you a discount off the course, and is also going to go through the course herself and give a little bit of a review on what it's about. Okay, now let's get on to the competition. So actually, before I do that, I just wanted to announce also that new section of the course, that new chapter, we're aiming to have that launched by the 18th, so 2 weeks from now. So if you have a child with allergies and you were worried that this course wasn't going to tackle that type of particular issue, certainly it will do by the 18th. But anyone who signs up the course has it forever anyway. So if your particular segment isn't on there yet, you can email me and say, I'd really like to know more about, say, eating and maybe sleeping, and therefore I'll get in contact with a sleep therapist and add that to the course at a later date. I think that's important because I know that eating and sleeping definitely goes hand in hand together. So yeah, I'm going to be adding more segments. This particular segment on allergies will be added by the 18th. Okay, all right, so hi Leisha, how are you? Oh, hopefully Leisha will allow me just to share something. I've been speaking with Alicia online today. Please just allow me to mention, I won't mention any names, Leisha. But anyway, a lot of people when they come into the course probably aren't really aware of the age groups that I help. And I think it's probably worth me mentioning this particular thing because I think if a child starts to show signs of fussiness when they're around the age of 2 years old, so many people, doctors, I've heard it so many times where a doctor will say, don't worry, they'll grow out of it. They quite possibly could. But the thing is that if you watch the first part of my course, you will realise that there are a lot of reasons as to why that child could be fussy. And a lot of them are so easy to solve, and especially at the age of 2, they're so amendable. There's certain things you can change, take out of the diet, just little activities you can do during the day that will have your child eating healthily again. So Leisha has a little fusspot who is a lot older. He's 8 years old, and her challenge obviously is the fact that a lot of the habits that she's experiencing are a little bit die hard. So I wanted to just mention to you that if you have a little fuss pot of a toddler age and you feel like it's sensory related, then now is definitely the time to do something about it. And if you're unsure whether this course will fit your needs, I have set up a free 15-minute consultation that you can just jump online with me, face to face if you like, if you prefer, and you can just ask as many questions as you like until you feel confident this course is going to be fit for you. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about Alicia. So she's been doing the course. She's watched the course, I guess, in its entirety first. So I always recommend doing that. The course has got a lot of information in there, and you'll watch it the second time round and get a whole new experience or a whole new bunch of information. So she's merely only watched the course and started to implement a couple of techniques from the course without even setting a date and starting yet. And she's had so many triumphs, I guess. Her son trying new foods, becoming a little chef in the kitchen. It's just amazing hearing her journey. You too can actually see her journey and watch her journey and everyone else within the course on the Little Fusspot Therapy group, but you must be a member or an enrolled student to be able to go onto that, because it is private, and you've got to understand that a lot of parents don't really want to put out to the world that they're getting help in this manner, because feeding a child healthily should be just a natural given part of life, but unfortunately it isn't, and there's so many reasons why that just isn't possible for a lot of people. So anyway, I'll move on to the competition. So I understand that that it can be a little bit difficult. It can be a little bit difficult to get help for these types of things, and that's what I offer. So I wanted to run a competition that gives somebody full access to the course, also including a consultation of 45 minutes. That's included with all my courses, by the way. So if you're worried that you're not going to be motivated to get through an online program, then it's all interactive. So you'll have a lot of support from people online on the therapy group. You'll have support from me on email, plus you'll also get the 45-minute consultation where I can just put the pieces into play, get you motivated, get you up and moving, help you with menu planning and everything like that. So anyway, I'm going to run a competition which is going to be valid until the 18th. So I'm going to make an announcement on the 18th who the winner of this is. And this is, the winner will get an all-access pass to the 4-week therapy course. And what you need to do to be able to be a part of that is you need to share this video online in your profile. You need to like the video, of course, as well, and tag at least one friend who you find is struggling with meal times, or perhaps struggles to get healthy food into the child, or perhaps just needs to realise that there's help out there for people. And the last and final thing, because this is something I'm trying to get up and running now, the more people that subscribe to my YouTube channel, the more boost it gets. So whenever I put a video online, and these will be all different types of strategies. I've uploaded a video on the top 5 causes of fussy eating, and I think you'll find that's quite weighted in information. Just watching that alone, you can make change in your child's life. And then there's also a video on there introducing myself and what I do. And then there's also another video there's 3 in total at the moment, but I plan to add more. The third one is a news segment that was done only a couple of weeks ago, and it was filmed here in my home, where a client came in and spoke about how I helped her family, and that was put on Channel 10 Eyewitness News. So that's also posted on there. You'll get a good idea of what I do from that. So that's what you need to do. Share this video, share this live video, like it, tag at least one friend in the comments that you feel could really benefit from this type of service, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And just in a little while, I'll put the link below. So welcome to everyone coming over from Aussie Allergy Mum. Caroline, if you're needing her services, you can personal message me and I can send a link to her. Otherwise, she's got a Facebook and Instagram up and running. You can reach out to her there. And if you are coming from that platform or knowing who she is, then get in contact with her for your discount to be eligible for the course. All right, I'm just having a look to see if I have any questions. Hi Michelle, hi Jack, Jenny, Leisha, Lara. Okay, I don't seem to have any questions there, but if there are any questions, obviously this I still get a notification when you write a comment below, so I'm happy to answer them in writing. Anyway, nice to see you all, and make every bite count.